So now there's been some little slight issues going on where the West Coast rapper Spider Loke has kind of taken some jabs at Royce the 5'9" and Trick Trick. So basically, the story goes, since Trick Trick and Royce are both Detroit representatives, there was a little kid who was recently killed out of senseless, street violence. And the kid, I think, was shot, and the kid was only like 6 years old. So Royce and Trick Trick both made public statements that, they were going to deal with this dude because they're from the streets, but part of what they said was they were also going to get the cops involved. They were going to take this dude, whoever they found out it was, they were going to take him to the cops and, make sure justice was served in that way. So Spider Loke felt like, well, if you claiming that street life, you're supposed to handle it the street way. You ain't supposed to get the cops involved. So he kind of called both of them punks for doing that. You know what I mean? So, there's been a little bit of back and forth. Royce has responded in the video and everything, and we'll see where it goes, man. What did you think about it?
Well, like I said, I haven't really listened to it, but from what I'm hearing, I can kind of, first of all, let me give this disclaimer. And you can probably already tell. I'm not a fucking street dude. I am not. However, I do understand that when things happen, you keep it amongst yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because at least y'all have some type of control, right. Especially now with the way, if you calling the cops down, shit, you don't never know when you might get gunned down and stuff, and you're the one trying to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So I do kind of understand Spider Loke's approach, and I know that's not like his approach to it. He's just saying like, look, if you really about that life, you really should just handle it like that. Y'all say y'all gangsters, but then Royce was kind of like, especially with hip hop. I remember, I think did he talk to Cam or somebody? But he was like, yeah, when I first came out, I had goons, I had everybody, for beats and stuff. But, when I was, I got a little older, it's like, you know what? I thought I had to be real. I thought I had to be a gangster. Right. But you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these people that come around here and act like they are, they're not. So, I understand what Roy's position is. It's like, okay, I'm a hip hop star. I got influence and things like that. Trick got influence and stuff. We're going to use our influence to right or wrong. Yeah. The right way. Yeah. Or what is deemed the right way. So, I mean, I understand both sides. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say, who's right or who's wrong. That's, but I just think that, yeah, it's just, I think that's just how he got his view, they got their view. Yeah.
Yep. So, we'll see what happens, man. You know what I mean? Hopefully, won't turn into nothing else but a little war of words. You know what I mean? Let it stay right there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But, let's talk about Thhp Kweli and Jaguar Wright. So, y'all know Jaguar Wright been on a takedown spree since what, early summer? It was right after Malik B died. Yeah. Sometime early in the summer, maybe June or something like that. And so she basically started calling out a lot of names and saying that all these people were frauds, like the Roots and specifically, Questlove and Black Thought.
Yeah, saying that Malik B helped him write the rhymes.
Most of his lyrics, yeah. So she's been calling out people like Thhp Kweli, Jill Scott, Erykah Badu. I mean, just to name a few. But it seems like every week it's a new person that she's calling out.
Bonnie Love.
Yeah. Tevin Campbell. I mean, all these people. So it's like, I don't know, man. But anyway, so Thhp Kweli didn't really say anything at first, but I guess he finally decided to go ahead and respond. And, he kind of put her on blast because she said that, that he was kind of a pervert back in the day. One of her claims against him was that he would stand around and watch them, get undressed, when they were trying to change clothes, maybe for a show and stuff like that. He would kind of lurk in the background, just, kind of watching and doing all this perverted stuff. And then, she kind of alluded to her and him having something, but she never would be direct. So in his response, he actually did say that something happened. He said that her and him did have sex. They had a little quick physical relationship that only lasted about a week. You know what I mean?
And also the fact that she was married.
Yeah. And that so he was trying to not to make it a big deal. He said that she swore that she would never tell her husband, but eventually she did. And that what happened was after they had sex, she kind of started stalking him, kind of always begging him for sex and blah blah blah. So he was like, he was basically like, I'm trying to keep it under wraps, but now you kind of forcing me to talk about this. But I don't know, man. He kind of laid it all out, and he was honest. He was like, yeah, we did have sex, but we only had about a week long situation, and that was it. All of that other stuff she talking about is lying. I don't know who to believe, but he sound like.
Well, like I said, I think even if he is lying, let's just say he is, but the way it looks and the way it's presented, the way he's polished, it looks he looks a little more believable and he's not over here ranting, he's not yelling. Yeah. Everything is very, very posed.
Yeah, because she comes off very angry and
very brash,
bitter, yeah, and all of that. So that's why it's hard to believe her. I'm sure there's some truth to her shit, but
now that's not to say that the industry. Because look, we're people on the outside looking in. The industry is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, from everybody telling you there's all types of shit. All types of shit that go on for people to get in their levels. I'm not gonna go on that, but you know what I'm saying, like they might have, got her where she's crazy,
right?
You know what I'm saying? It drove her crazy, and then now they can like, okay, well we can kind of just
right.
Oh, well, she's crazy. We can just make her dismissive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I mean, but like I said, the way it looks. That's what it looks like to me right now.
Yeah, and he actually he even gave her credit. He was like, she's one of the dopest singers he had ever heard. So he didn't try to trash her and say she wasn't a good singer or anything. He actually acknowledged how good of a singer she was, but he was just like, yeah, this is just I had to address it, and I'm kind of glad that he did because I mean it was a lot of stuff going on over the summer, so been kind of waiting for somebody to kind of address it, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I'm sure she's going to have something to say about it. She hasn't, from what I understand, she hasn't responded yet. Or at least I can't find any response from her, but we'll see.
Oh, he also called out all the little, the media outlets and stuff that are reporting like, yeah, y'all trying to do this. Y'all. Only thing I didn't like about that, he was like, y'all not on code, y'all culture vultures, because, he kind of taken that from, which he did go up to the United Mean podcast.
Right.
But, which that was cool. But I think he kind of used that terminology for that. And I didn't, that's probably one of the few things I didn't like about the whole thing. But other than that, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think everything else is all right. I felt that, he got his point across.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad, like I said, he responded because he needed to, and I think he did get his point across. He was very well poised. I know me, I would have responded a long time ago, and my levels would have been on a 10 because right, right. So a lot of times, if I can't be poised about it, normally I just won't say nothing at all because I know if I speak on it, I'm going to 10. So that's why normally you might not even see me respond to certain things. But shout out to Thhp for responding. But speaking of Jaguar Wright, my man, like I said, she also talked a lot about Tevin Campbell. She's put a lot of information out there about him, and I think she said something about him like prostituting on the corner or something like that because the industry did him so bad. So he has now announced that he's going to file a lawsuit against her for defamation.
Yep.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah. It's just like sometimes you gotta, when you have information like that, I mean, you gotta. And see, the thing of it is, if she might have said allegedly or made said words, things a different way and didn't come off on the anger tip, you know what I'm saying? I think it'd have been a whole lot better for her. Because, I mean, I want them to get their truth out and to get their story out.
Exactly.
And, even if we don't necessarily agree or, view that, we don't think that, she's telling the truth. We don't know because we haven't been to the level she's at. We can just be real with that right now. But, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but, we want to get that. But I think she might have been going about it the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think she's one of those people, she's led by her emotions, because you can tell she gets really emotional when she talks about it. She'll go from crying to yelling and, back and forth. And it's just like, yeah, there's an imbalance going on there, man, because her emotions are really taking over the situation.
Yeah.
Pretty much every time she speaks.
Yep.
So, I don't know, man. But either way, Jaguar, right, we're going to see what you do now. I'm sure she's going to have some kind of response, but I think Talib's video was released like 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah. And
I haven't heard her say nothing yet, so I'm kind of surprised. So I don't know if she's trying to collect some facts and get her stuff together so she can really come out. You know what I mean? But we shall see. So let's talk about this. Well, let's first mention, don't forget, we got this vice president debate coming on tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So, y'all, if y'all voting, you might want to watch it. I don't know if it's going to make a difference with some of y'all undecided voters or whatever that is. But, it's supposed to be Kamala Harris against Mike Pence.
Actually, I hate to say it, I am looking forward to it. I think we'll probably have like a better formal debate.
I do think it'll be better because the Trump and Biden one, that went left. I did watch it and it went left. And I
just had to crap on George Biden. I just interrupt him every time you have to say something.
Yeah, man.
Damn, that motherfucker look dingy in that. Oh, boy, I don't give a fuck if he is tan. That motherfucker look dingy. Trump look dingy. Like, he look like he look like the nigga that ain't bathed in like a couple. I just haven't bathed in a couple of days. I forgot to take a shower. Oh.
But I'm going to take a bigly shower today.
Take a bigly
It'll
shower.
cover me for the rest of the week.
I smell like Cheetos. I smell like Cheetos.
It looked like a big Cheeto.
Yeah, that's what he looked like. Like he can rub his big ass Cheetos.
But yeah, I mean, but Trump, you can tell he's very calculated when he speaks. He knows how to use certain words to make sure that he's being general and not very direct. And but when you make him mad, you can tell because he'll insult you. You know what I mean? Like there was one time when Biden was going at it with him, and Biden said something about being smart or something like that, and Trump was like, "Don't ever talk about being smart around me because you're not smart. Don't ever talk about that." You know what I mean? Like in a demeaning way, he's talking down to Biden, like, "You don't know nothing. I'm smarter than you. Don't ever talk to me about smart." And I was just like, wow, dude, you on your own dick. You're on your own dick, you know what I mean?
I have my friend bro, so I can suck my own dick. Medical procedure. All I have to do is just talk like this.
And I ain't gonna lie, man, I would encourage anybody to go see that movie that came on Showtime, I believe it was, the Comey Rule, about Trump and James Comey and how Comey came into the White House under Obama and then stayed under Trump, and he kind of witnessed a lot of stuff, man. So I don't know, man. It kind of opened some light for me. You know what I mean? Shed some light on the situation. So I would definitely say go ahead and see that. But I do think this debate tonight is going to go a little bit better than the one last week because Pence is a little more level-headed. He's not like Trump in that way, in that regard. But one thing about Pence though, he ride or die for Trump. So everything out of his mouth is always some kind of Mr. Trump is the best, and he's done so much you just don't understand. You know, as I've seen him behind the scenes, he loves the blacks. You know, he told me he loved 2 niggers today. He told me that just today.
Yeah, Pence, man, he one of them people, he gonna reprogram you to what you wouldn't be like.
Right.
Like, yes, we're gonna make sure that, you know, you Negroes act like white citizens.
Right.
So next time if he wins, next time we're gonna, like, hi, my name is Howie, Hip Hop Podcast. Hi, golly. yeah.
By golly,
yeah, Pence, yeah, you will know Pence got to. Right? Like, goddamn.
Well, we shall see.
God.
I'm gonna definitely check it out. I'm gonna try to record it and see how it goes. In case something funny happened, I want to be able to rewind it.
Oh,
Speaking of rewind, last week, this past weekend, Saturday Night Live went back to their normal routine. So they're not doing the sketches from home like they were doing over the summer. They're back to actually recording in the studio.
Okay.
And they did their famous opening monologue where they always go at the politicians, and so they did the Trump and Biden debate. And Alec Baldwin, of course, played Trump as he usually does. And they invited Jim Carrey to come in and do Biden. Man,
oh, that's awesome.
It was hilarious.
Yeah,
hilarious.
Yeah, sorry, SNL has kind of fallen off, but you know they'll hit every now and then.
Yeah,
I have to give it to them.
Their political jabs are always the funniest. So you know, and then they said this week they're gonna probably reenact the Kamala Harris and Pence debate. So you know, we'll see about that. But yeah. So, but yeah, it was real good. They did a real good job of it, man, of reenacting that. And I mean, it was hilarious. So I would invite anybody to go back and check that out. You can find a sketch on YouTube, the opening monologue of Trump versus, what's his name, Biden.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about this situation with this man, a gentleman that got killed, Jonathan Price. He was killed by a law enforcement officer, Sean Lucas. So tell us what you know about that.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Okay, so basically, this is from CNN, the Cartoon Network News. A Texas police officer stands charged with murder and shooting a 30-year-old black man after a preliminary investigation. The man determined his actions were unreasonable. Wolf City officer Sean Lucas responded to a call about a possible fight around after 8 p.m. Saturday. That was last Saturday, just north of the center of the city, Texas, Dallas. Texas Department of Public Safety. Wolf City is about 70 miles northwest of Dallas. I'm trying to paraphrase a little bit. So he made contact with him and was, he was involved with the disturbance, but I think he detained everything. So Officer Lucas attempted to detain Price, who was listed in a non-threatening posture, and began walking away. Lucas used his taser and then fired his weapon, hitting Price, and Price died at a hospital, according to the statement. The preliminary investigation indicates that the actions of Officer Lucas were not objectively reasonable.
So it's really sad because basically, I mean, this brother was trying to break up a fight. He wasn't even doing anything wrong. And when they attempted to detain him, supposedly he resisted. And see that word is such a loose term now. I don't even trust what they say. But here's what I read. It said that basically because they felt like he was resisting, they tased him. And when they tased him, his body went into convulsions. And because his body went into convulsions, that came off to them as threatening.
Yeah,
I'm gonna kill you, officers. But that convulsion of his body was threatening. So they had to shoot him, and that's what killed him. They took him to the hospital, and he died at the hospital. Excuse me.
Yeah, you good.
But, you know, I really think it's sad because, first of all, the way that they said he resisted sounded like some old bullshit. Because they said that he resisted in a non-threatening way. You know what I mean? Something like that. It was something where he resisted, but he didn't resist. So it's like, why did this even have to go this way?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then when you tase him, you're going to say, oh, well, he became a threat after he was shaking too much. I just couldn't take the shaking. So we had to shoot him. I mean, it's just another case. I mean, it's getting to the point where I can't fathom it anymore because...
So let me ask a question to the police officers and white America. What the fuck can we do? Like, goddamn it, it's like we breed, we get kids. We can't sell Lucy's.
Right.
We can't sell mixtapes.
Right.
We can't get our fucking tire changed. We can't go
we can't sit in our own house.
Yeah, we can't sit in our own house, go to sleep. We can't sleep in the dorm at college.
Can't play video games.
Can't play video games. If you make a wrong, if you don't fail the turn, have a turning signal, you'll get fucking blown away.
You can't have.
You carry a gun with a fucking license, license for it, and the fucking gun is registered. You get killed.
We can't even have an apartment that looks like yours because if you walk in the wrong one, we might get killed.
Yep. And
because we in the same building, so you have a right.
Yep. Can't go walking through a neighborhood and get killed. Mm-hmm. I mean, and now we can't even break up peaceful disputes.
Yep.
So what the fuck can we do?
Not nothing, man. I mean, it's beginning to, that's why it's like we always gotta walk on eggshells just because of the color of our skin. We got to walk on eggshells, man. This shit is ridiculous, man. I mean, to say that a man was a threat after you tase him. Meanwhile, I've seen videos where they're trying to arrest white guys, and the guys are getting mad and growling at them, and they get scared and run. Yep. I've seen them trying to arrest older white ladies, and she growling them, and he's starting to run away. I'm like, what the fuck is she going to do to you? But we can sit there and be non-resistant and still get our life took. But they running away from their fellow white people, though.
Yup.
What can we do?
Yup. That's just a question, I just want y'all marinate on it. Question of the day.
Just like Michael Chase said, you know what I mean? He just, he said, we just want black lives to matter. Just matter. Just matter.
I mean,
can we at least matter? But, I mean, it's too much evidence out there. And then, it's so funny because you got people like Candace Owens who says police brutality is a myth. Where? Where the fuck is it a myth? Help me out. Where?
Yeah, help me out.
I would love to know where it's a myth at because I don't know. A man named Rodney King would beg to differ. You know what I mean? A man named Eric Gardner would beg to differ.
Yup.
I mean, come on, man. Help us out here. Where's the lie? These are not isolated incidents. This is a worldwide trend where these law enforcement thinks that they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. And of course, no, not every cop is bad. No, we're not saying that. But there's still a lot of them in there. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of them in there.
And the ones that are keeping quiet are complicit with this shit.
Right. And the other ones are letting it happen. I saw one sign that I loved. It said, just like you say about us, officer, y'all, not all of y'all are bad, but you fit the description. You know what I mean? I love that one. You know what I mean?
Let's clap that up.
So, I mean, and I would never, like I said, I would never say that all cops are bad, but it's like, how do we know? Which ones are the good ones? We never hardly get to figure that out before we die.
Yeah. What happened to the Andy Taylors and the Barney Fife?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Shoot.
They shoot. But anyway,
I'm
we're probably gonna have to wrap. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to wrap this up because 12 minutes
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the motherfucking
ground. Looking like a fool with the boots on the ground. All right, so but yeah, our condolences go out to Jonathan Price. Fuck Sean Lucas.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah,
fuck Sean Lucas. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Jonathan Price for what he had to go through, and hopefully this will stop very soon because black people are getting tired of this shit.
Yeah,
and it's going to probably cause some kind of big explosion that's going to, the only thing that's going to put it to an end. So we shall see. But anyway, we talked long enough. This is episode 136. This is your man, Kurt Dog, and this is...
Oh, real quick, just to plug, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Check us out on Audacity. I will upload the episode around 9-ish. So you will get the audio around that time. We thank you for your support. This is how we try Hip Hop Podcast.
Yes, sir. This is Kurt. Yep. And we'll see y'all next time, all right?
Because the question remains. Peace.